Welcome to a Fortify experience where in the next 10 minutes or so, I will be sharing with you a pass through a simple process that's personalized for you to quickly help free yourself from feeling overwhelmed, because negative feelings can stop you from feeling better about who you are or the circumstances you're in, and it can keep you from moving forward on a positive path. Why do we want to prevent ourselves from feeling overwhelmed? Well, it increases stress levels, that's for sure. And your mind can be so boggled that it can interfere with decision-making processes and can even cause you to make stupid mistakes. And another thing is it can stop and block you from meeting your own expectations. Now, during this process, you'll be filling in 7 blanks from A through G, so have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil handy so that you can write down your answers. And if at any point during the video you want to have extra time to complete the statements, feel free to pause the video. And if at first you have trouble thinking of your own examples, feel free to use the examples in this video as your own, because it'll still work. So let's begin the process now. The thing that bothers me the most about A, feeling overwhelmed, is B. Now write down your A, feeling overwhelmed, and then write down your B, write down why it really bothers you. And maybe it might be because you're feeling out of control, or you're not knowing what to do next, or maybe you even are afraid that you're not good enough. So whatever that B is for feeling overwhelmed, complete the statement, the thing that bothers me the most about A is B. Next statement is, the reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. Now this is your uncensored, real underlying feeling. It might be feeling drained or sick to your stomach, or maybe even overburdened, but think deeply about what that feeling is for you and finish the statement. The reason this bothers me is because it makes me feel C. So now here comes step 3, which is the key to the Fortify process, and it shows its ingenuity and effectiveness because it's where we uncover the specific positive aspect within you that is unintentionally being ignored, dismissed, dishonored, or forgotten in this situation. This positive aspect is something that you love, value, or respect about yourself, and you know to be true about yourself, and it's what's missing when you're feeling that C. So the statement is, the fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D. Now, D is this some aspect of yourself that's not being used or honored in this situation, such as, I value peace, or I love being able to be organized, or maybe I prioritize what needs to be done. So fill in your D. The fact that I feel C demonstrates that the positive thing I love, value, or respect about myself is D. Now in step 4, it's time to fortify D in your mind-body system. And this is easy because you simply remember a time in your life when you were activating and using D, that positive aspect that you discovered in the previous step. Now these are memories that remind you that you have been able to trigger that positive aspect D naturally and automatically in other situations in your past. So the statement is, I know D because E. So now search your memory and find any pattern or circumstance in any of your life that confirms the fact that you possess that positive aspect D. And at this point, there could be many examples, but use the simplest ones because they can be the best. Might be, I do things for myself, or I plan great parties. Maybe it's that I make time for friends. So the statement is, fill in your E, I know D because E. Now in step 5, it's time for you to think of a specific time in the past when you experienced that positive value in the past. The statement is, a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. Examples could be when I took a walk in the woods, or when I planned last year's Halloween party, and maybe when I called my friend Diane to catch up. So the statement is, a specific time when I really felt the strength and power of E was F. And if you need time, pause the video. Now we go into step 6. Remember back to that time F and re-experience that whole event and what it felt like, and really feel how good and strong it made you feel, and feel the inner strength from that experience that makes you feel inspired or empowered or makes you feel really good about yourself. And make that feeling really strong. And then double that feeling and triple it until you can feel that feeling vibrating through your whole body. And then from that, identify in a word or two what is the underlying real strength. And the statement is the underlying real strength that made F so powerful for me was G. It might be independence or self-reliance or maybe mutual love and respect. So fill in your G. And then we go to the seventh step, which is the copy process. Now this is where you're going to copy or embed that real strength G from another time in your life into that bother that you started out with. Now focus on that powerful real strength feeling G in your body and make it really strong. Hold on to it and then double it and triple it until you can feel it vibrating totally through your whole body. And then imagine taking some of that powerful energy G and putting it into a ball in one of your hands. And while still holding on to that real strength G in your body, feel that energy pulsating in your hand. And so as you hold a ball of that powerful energy G in one hand, remember what that old feeling C felt like and put a ball of that energy into the other hand. And now you're about to experience a powerful neurolinguistic programming technique that's awesomely effective. We're going to use that ball of positive energy G that's in your one hand as a solvent that will completely dissolve that negative feeling or energy C. So as you start bringing your hands together, start noticing how the ball of positive energy can literally start dissolving that negative energy, and keep mixing that solvent of positive energy in with the negative energy until all of the C energy is totally and completely dissolved and all you can feel is the positive energy of G. And make sure that it's completely dissolved. And so now let's see how you did. Now start a new list and write down your original A, which is the same A that we used before, feeling overwhelmed, and complete the following statement. The thing that bothers me the most about A, feeling overwhelmed, is B, and write down your new B. Now you may be surprised that your new B is different from your original B. And this is great because when this happens, it proves that your previously inner hidden strength has both been activated and installed into that negative issue that you just started out with. Otherwise, your B would have been the same as it was before. Now, this is the uniqueness of the Fortify process. It proves that your state of mind has progressed because it validates that you have transformed and shifted yourself into a different and perhaps more powerful state of mind or a more peaceful state of being. And this is a benefit you can't get from any other technique. So at this point, if you have not answered nothing for B, then it means that you need to come back and do more passes through the Fortify process so you can find and stack additional positive inner strengths into that negative situation. And each time you come back, use the newer B until you can finally answer nothing for B, or until you're satisfied with the progress that you've already made. See, depending on the complexity of the issue, I have repeated the process numbers of times before it could finally answer nothing for B. But that's when I'm able to really feel relieved because I just don't feel that grip or that sting of the original negative situation. And not only that, but I can see myself feeling more in control, more self-confident, and recognizing options that I didn't realize that I had before. And when you just don't feel the same anymore, imagine how different things can be when similar situations come up in the future. Can you imagine how good you can feel having overcome situations in which you felt overwhelmed in the past? You might wind up being more surprised than you can imagine. And not only that, but by activating and embedding those previously hidden positive inner strengths, you've also boosted your self-esteem and self-image for that situation. And these are things that can never be taken away from you now that your real strengths have been brought into your conscious awareness. And don't be surprised if you find yourself exhibiting those real strengths in other areas of your life too, because now that you're consciously aware that you have those real strengths, that means that you'll now be able to use them to your advantage. And for me, it's always fun and eye-opening to do the Fortify process because it makes me feel good to find and activate inner strengths that I forgot that I had. I hope you have surprising and rewarding insights about yourself like I have had. And this is how Fortify can help us break out of the boxes or cages we find ourselves trapped in. And as we thank you for joining us now, we'd suggest that you take a look at the other issues that we cover in our other YouTube videos to see what might apply to your other life situations, and tell your friends and family about these videos, because you never know who they might help. And they're all free with no strings attached. And we would love to hear about your Fortify experiences, so send your comments to thefortifyexperience@gmail.com. And also check out our Facebook page and the Fortify Kindle book on Amazon.com by clicking on the links below. And please subscribe to our channel so that we can keep you informed of our new information and videos. Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time.